way through till 8 p.m. or thereabouts Melbourne time. That's long after the official closure of the 2025 trade period, just to make sure you've got all the news you need to know. And if you miss it tonight, a very special
Alrighty guys, welcome to the live. Let me know when we're all good.
Cal, I've got no doubt you'll be heading it up. 7 a.m.
and everything's working right, especially with the technology side of things.
Deadline debrief.
Doing a whole lot. We might go through. We're actually going through, yeah.
Hope the mic's not too bad. I'll turn down the audio a little bit.
Today, so that's another story for another day, but that'll be part of it too, won't it?
Hopefully the mic's good. I actually don't know. I need to check.
So every club will come on at some point to have a chat. I think there's an appetite for it. We want to know what actually happens. We know.
All right, let's see. How's the mic?
There's not too much time to take stock, so that's what's
What are we sounding like?
Bit of news in the break as well.
All right, let's see. How's the mic? Maybe I'll turn it up a bit.
So just over 2 hours remaining of the trade period. Carlton's list manager Nick Austin already here with Mick Agresta, the recruiting boss, a couple of other members, and there is Graham Wright. So he's arrived at Marvel Stadium.
What's up, Dylan? Shannon. Oh yeah, Devin Robinson and Archie. I'll add them to the list down below. Actually, good point. I'm gonna just increase the audio by a little bit.
Yes, I wasn't sure where you were going there, but that's exactly
for those that don't know or can't tell, I'm obviously not in my normal setup. I'm in another country, but I still want to get you guys a trade period deadline day stream because these are the ones over trade period that I enjoy the most. So yeah, as long as there aren't any issues with anything like the internet or the audio. The internet's been great. The internet has been like 30 times as good as the internet back at home for uploading. Can I see the whole list? No, you can't, but you could, obviously, I can read them out if you really want to, or you could, I'm sure you could find it somewhere, but I've only gone through the last 14 or so, and they'll constantly update, so. Oh, Lockie, g'day. Rookie member, cheers. Thanks for that. Yeah, it's been good, Rassic Brothers. It's been good. I don't like worrying about this sort of stuff, but you know, as someone in my position, I sort of have to worry about all the content, especially when it's during trade period day. So, luckily, I found a good amount of time to get this done. It's currently 1:22 at the moment. I'm going to time out the guy that said mention my name for a bit. I've timed him out. Buku Karmas to Carlton. Right, should we, yeah, we can put that on then, actually. I'll get the chat up on my phone as well. I'm used to having at least 2 monitors. I don't have double monitors, for, obviously, for today, unless I did what I did. Lockie will know, grand final, we can bring a monitor, but that would have been dumb. So Calamarchi hasn't done yet, but we know that'll happen late, you would think. I think Devin Robertson, I think that's what Shannon said. And these are just all we know. We're probably going to get random deals that happen like we always do every year. Does the Marshall trade get done? It could still get done. I thought it was not going to happen, but like a few days ago, but now it looks like it could happen again, but hopefully not. Finbar Marley just got extremely random. I've obviously got the trade radio. I don't know how I managed to get the screen recording and also everything else, but that might be like 3 or 4 minutes behind. So that'll inform of that deal. Where did you see the news of the Finbar Marley deal to Adelaide? Yeah, I'll add that in a sec. So it's Devin Robertson, who I saw another name that I'm like, yeah, I forgot to add in. Buku Karmas. Yeah, all right. The man that my sister met in New Zealand.
It will be, but in saying that, Carlton's open to the deal. They are far more open to the deal than they've let on for a long time. Oh, they're far more open to it than as Zack Merrett, yeah. And then the
Finbar went like an hour ago. I feel like I don't think it's official until the AFL posted, and if the AFL haven't posted it yet, I'm just going to leave it as it is.
We've still got him. The deal wasn't good enough. Cal, with regards to the wage required to have Charlie Curnow play football, that will be all on Sydney's books next year.
Well, this has been part of the negotiation today.
Yeah.
And the tight.
Is that updated it yet?
They'd have to be tight, because you've got Errol Goulden, Isaac Heaney,
Hold up.
and Chad Warner already on multi-million-dollar deals.
Blakey's pretty close to that. Cal Mills is just on that as well. So
Oh, not yet. All right. Chuck it here. They should have posted one. Yeah, well, what takes them the long? Like, if the paperwork's been done and it's been announced, I would have
They've offered a 5-year deal to Charlie Curnow.
would have thought it'd be already announced. But where was any of that information? Like, oh no, they have. I just wasn't on the AFL Instagram the last 45 minutes. I'll chuck that up real quick. Oi, Katie, mate. All right, it's not the easiest task to do all this stuff straight away. I don't have a team behind me, so I'll do it now, but don't have to be like that. No need. I don't want to be rushed in the chat.
So that's another factor to consider into this. As we see, Robbie D'Orazio, the manager of Charlie Curnow, having just executed the trade for Jamarco Hagan.
Carlton with 6. No, I wouldn't say they're all mediocre. 6 mediocre players. What do you mean by 6? Oh fuck, Court. What do you mean by 6 mediocre players? They're not picking up 6 players, isn't this? They've picked up 4, I think. Have they? Geez, actually, maybe they do end up getting 2 more, because Karmas. I don't think row bottom to Carlton is that huge or realistic, but I've just put it on there regardless. I did see rumours. It may not be to Carlton though, but I just feel like Sydney to Carlton makes more sense. I was just hearing rumours, and I just wanted to find another player who could be on the cards. Finbar Marley, what was the trade? Let's read it out on my phone. The Moose is on the move. North Melbourne has traded Finbar Marley and round 4 pick 64 to Adelaide for round 3 pick 57. Why? What? Why? That's what I want to know. Really random. Reedy, Ainsworth, Chester, Florent, Hayward, Carp. Yeah. I kind of forgot about the Reedy one, to be honest. That happened so much earlier, so it just crossed my mind in a way. Draft to Melbourne happened only recently. Like, no one was really talking about that at all in the trade rumours either.
Now at Marvel Stadium, Amico will be there. Recruiting boss walking through. Flanked just a little bit. There's Justin Reid, Adelaide's list manager. 1 deal still to get done for the Crows. They're trying to jump on. How's Kalachi going, Reedy? He's still going to go. They pulled the surprise of the period, didn't they? Josh Gavin was through before. Unbelievable, yeah. Came out of nowhere. Yeah, we love that. And interestingly here.
Even they're saying on Trade Radio that it came out of nowhere. Yeah, Lockie, well, imagine a Marshall and Steele go today. That actually sort of pissed me off. I'm going to put up a post, actually. I might put it up in the next 5 or 10 minutes related to St Kilda winning the trade period. That could come back to really screw me over, but well, I don't know. Do you think Merrett is going to the Hawks or not? Give me a percent. I'll give you 15%. I actually think it's real unlikely. Hawthorn are leaving a bit late. And I don't think Essendon are going to want to say yes. Because they originally... I remember I was on like a speedboat on a fucking island looking at this posted. And what Hawthorn offered was not enough according to Essendon. I'm not sure what the deal was. I'm going to try and find it. I think it was maybe Dan Does Footy. He probably would have posted it. Maybe Sench did. I'll read it out. So Essendon rejected a deal which was pick 9, which would probably slip a little bit, a future first, and then a second rounder, either this year or next year, as well as Henry Huswaite. So I can understand why they'd probably decline that, but maybe the value gets lost a little bit if they don't say yes now if he doesn't want to stay. Can you add Jad McVeigh to done deals? He's down below, mate. He hasn't. Yeah, he's down below. It doesn't matter. That happened like one of the first few deals, like first 3 or 4 days. So these are like the last. How many have we got on there? 13 odd. Please say Merrett is going to. Well, do your own information. I can't just say it's going to happen. I don't reckon it will. But if it happens, it'll be quite interesting, and it'll be super entertaining. Imagine the last 5-10 minutes. But I think they're just wanting clicks now for that. I don't think it's happening anymore. Kerner ain't going to the Swans, mate. I never said he was, but it's a trade. I'm not saying that it's a definite. When I put trades to come, it's a possibility that we need to look out for. On a scale of 1 to 10, will Clayton go to the Giants? Oh, like 9.8. They should let Merrett go. Imagine your captain being so desperate to leave. Well, Hawthorn aren't going to want to give up any more players, and they don't have great picks unless they want to give up a future for 2027. But I still... Hawthorn aren't going to be shit in the future, so they're not. Those picks aren't going to be great. If Kerner does leave Carlton, it'll be to the Swans. Highly doubt he makes it to Geelong. Neither do I. I mean, I still think Geelong would probably rather a Marshall in terms of needs, but yeah, you don't reckon Cats get Marshall? Well, I think it's still a possibility. We'll have to find out, I guess. Let us know on like X or what's the best. It's X, isn't it? Twitter. I'm not massive on that platform, but I might just circulate it. What's like a... What should I type in? AFL trades? Isn't that where the journalists normally announce it? Trade radio, maybe. Never rule out Andrew Mackie. He gets things done. Yeah, you've been posting about him today.
Yeah, Sam, thanks for joining us, as you always do. What will you potentially do between now and 7:30 tonight? Anything?
Half the trades to come aren't going to happen. What's with the buddy, mate? You go to any media outlet that's covering this, and they're going to have the exact same plays. Cats will get Marshall on the deadline. Same thing happened with Bailey. Yeah, but Bailey Smith seemed like it was always going to happen. It seems like the likelihood for this to get done is a lot less, so it's not the same situation. 1 to 10 is Petrarca into the Suns. Yeah, he'll go to the Suns. He's probably also like 9.5 plus. I think that's pretty expected. Just keep refreshing AFL. Well, I'm not going to do that because, to be honest with you, that wouldn't be great for the Australian if I kept refreshing it. So I'll let you guys do that for me, and then when something happens, let me know and we'll cover it. And I'll go through what I think. They haven't put the Jack Buller trade on the trade tracker. What trade tracker? Jack Buller... Actually, let's speak about that deal. Because that was completed as well. Was it not? Key additions, the Bulldogs bring in Butterick, 14, 70, 74. Yeah, that Ugle-Hagan was only for 74, but we knew it was going to be really low. Lockie reckons Marshall's 50-50. Maybe I don't wait for the post. Where you're watching the trade stream on? The AFL website, and if you're an international viewer, I can give you the guarantee that it will work because I'm currently in another country watching this. Cardi, read my last comment. Just put it in again. I don't really know if I'm going to be scrolling up too much. I know Gold Coast low-key need him after Ainsworth. Very different players, but sure. Yeah, perhaps Finbar Marley was not as recent as the Buller, or like in terms of confirmation, but the order isn't massive. I am still under the firm belief that Ugle-Hagan won't work out well at the Suns, and I think he's going to just not have the motivation, have what it takes to be an AFL player and under the system, and I don't think it's going to work out, and then he might be done. That's my theory. How's the holiday? It's been good, mate. Yeah. The only thing that's screwing me over is my ability to get more content done because it's really difficult when I'm out overseas editing and all that. But it's been good, mate. I think Devon Robinson will be delisted for agent because he's out of contract. Might work better for West Coast as well. But I mean, Robinson, they wouldn't have to give up heaps for him. I reckon some deals will get done in the last 2 hours. Oh, I should put a little countdown of when the that's what I did last time. Give me a second to see if they actually have that on the they do. Yeah, this is what I'll do, chat. Oh, well, I mean, I could extend it a little bit. I didn't even realize there was more of the screen. I cut it out a little bit. Yeah, I can do that. What time does it end? Well, don't go off Thailand time. Go off AED EST, so 7:30. Hope no one goes off Thailand time though. That'd be dumb. If you're new to the channel, feel free to hit the subscribe button as well, because unsurprisingly, when you don't post heaps, you don't gain subs. Quality's on the stream though, from what I've been noticing, has been good so far, so I'm happy. Turn up trade audio a bit. Well, if anything, I should mute it because it's just music. So there's nothing to really need to listen about. I got told I misspelt Finbar Marley's name. It's a forgivable mistake to make, I would have thought. There we go. Why is your camera so good this time? Good this time? What's different from all the other times? I'm pretty sure Simkin and Roadbottom aren't leaving. Yeah, it's probably not going to happen. If I had another screen, I'd go on a separate screen and go through all the articles and all that. But considering I'm unable to do that in this situation, I'm gonna have to just do it all on my phone or on my iPad that I have charging at the moment. It's so much clearer. It's weird because obviously we're not in the regular setup. Normally the lighting makes it better though. There's no lighting. I don't really care actually if I spelled Jath's first name wrong. He's a hard name to spell. You look good, thank you, mate. Clayton Oliver. Oh, Oliver. All right. Everyone's putting in the chat Oliver. Let's refresh. Let's refresh. Wait. No. Where'd you get this information from? According to who? Oh, Sench Footy. Yeah, he'd be on it right now if you're Sench. Will Taylor's a Collingwood development coach? How the hell did he get that role? Anyways, Clary a Giant. When you said that, I thought you were just taking a piss, Lockie. It's the first thing I saw on my feed. A future third rounder. So the D's, as expected, are screwed over, and Oliver is a Giant. But I actually thought that was one of the deals that should have already been done. So, yeah, interesting. Future third, was it future or just a, yeah, future third rounder. Thank you, Sarah. 20 months. Are you getting tickets to AFLW finals? Oh, I wouldn't go if it's interstate, only in Vic. I'm I'm not travelling for an interstate final. Actually, unless it's in Adelaide, maybe I could honestly drive up. That'd be quite fun. Maybe get a couple of people to come down for that. I'll try to go though. But yeah, Clary is now a giant. What do we think of that? Probably makes a straight selection given Josh Kelly's injury early on. Maybe a fresh start's all he needs.
I need your help though on what to make of this though.
Well, this could be about just about anything because Tomatoro used to manage Justin.
Yeah, he did too.
Jared Roughhead. So yeah, there's links everywhere.
AFLW has fallen off. Someone said. Crowd-wise, it has.
His company managers Brad Scott and Sam Mitchell. This is the high life times of a prominent player age.
It's a bit to mop up regardless of what happens tonight for Tom Couture, isn't it? In all that
whichever way it goes. Yeah. I mean, Hawthorn have lodged the offer. Now they wait. Now they wait and see if Essendon come back to them, or they just keep it with radio silence.
Yeah, Nick Dacos the Crows. Jack Buller was my fave. I was sort of already known it was going to happen for a while now. But, you know, he finished off Sydney 2025 season quite strongly. Average over a goal a game. AFLW is getting bigger. Depending on how you want to view that in terms of like what. Bigger in what way? Because it's not doing as well, I don't think. I know at least crowd-wise it hasn't been doing as well. And apparently, I actually, do you know what was interesting? I ended up getting a channel on the TV here in a different country that had the AFLW on live. So I watched the St Kilda Collingwood game on the TV, which was a very big shock. I was just like, I'm searching through the channels. I go through 15 Thai channels. Then I find a random channel that had the AFLW on. So, yeah, look, if I know it's not a big women's chat, but if they do play, as I said before, if it's in Adelaide, I'll probably go, but probably only Adelaide or Melbourne, obviously. Zoe, how are you? Currently in Thailand at the moment. The hair looks good. Oh, thank you. Better than it was before. No, I know, Sarah, I've only been to one game this year. I've had other commitments though, but I would have certainly wanted to go to a few more. I'll probably go to another one, even if I don't make finals. I did not hear, but he's taking the piss, mate. I don't know why people are saying Nick Dacos to Adelaide. B, I know you're taking the piss. You're not that dumb. There's no chance in hell that something like that, of that big of a magnitude, just happens just out of nowhere. Especially when Dacos is a contracted player and he's obviously not going to leave Collingwood. Well, obviously it was never happening, B. I can't believe you're actually believing that. I wonder what Melbourne will have to give up for Jack Steele. Any Melbourne fans in the chat, like, what do you guys want Steele? Because there's conflicting decisions. But I mean, if you're losing Oliver and Petrarca, I can understand why you bring in Steele. Bit of leadership. He's a contested beast. He can tackle. I would assume he'd be valuable to a few clubs. Melbourne would be one of them. I went to my first women's game in threes, and it was the one we made the biggest comeback. Yeah, I wanted to go to that Port game. I didn't even end up watching the game. I listened to the last 5 minutes on radio. I actually dislike the CJ to D's trade. Why did he do that? Better opportunity. He wasn't really getting it at Hawthorn. Are you a fan of either of the clubs or just a neutral? Giving your thoughts on that. What did that actually end up happening for that trade? I didn't end up seeing that. They've started to come through really quickly that I haven't really got the opportunity to digest it. CJ to Melbourne for a 2025 round, so pick 42 and a round 4 selection. I know he sort of fell out of favour at Hawthorn, but a lot of the fans liked him there. Bit of a fan favourite. Is Archie actually going? Yes. Probably really late though, but I think we'll expect that to happen soon. Well, that's why I thought surely it was taking the piss. The bloke's been a member on the streams for a bit, and he's someone that I feel like would not be gullible enough to fall for that. Like something only a 9-year-old would fall for.
And them also trying to force Stephen May out, or at least telling him to go and explore the market. They don't line up, do they? But the action doesn't line up with the words said on that.
Why would you say it's going backwards though? Because there has to be a reason for it. I'm not a massive fan of the timing of the season as well, because it is true that a lot of people fall out of favour with the AFL when it is this period of time. They sort of like lose interest a little bit. But then again, it's pretty bad that it's kind of the only sport right now that's happening, and they're not getting much audience. But hopefully the Saints make the finals this year. It'd be good to watch.
Again, that was a club decision. The board wasn't going to move Clayton Oliver last year.
Ross, how does it look? I know
Suns are going to be really scary. I mean, if Hugo Hagen ends up being half the player that, you know, was supposed to be the Bulldogs, and they've got really no one else huge that left the club. I mean, obviously Ainsworth and Fiorini, but they're replaceable. And Flanders, but they're replaceable. NBL? Yeah, but who really gives a crap about the NBL? I'm talking proper big sports. Maybe I'm just comparing it to like cricket, but it's not the cricket season. Obviously people care about the NBL. I'm just saying that a lot of people wouldn't care that watch the AFL. That's what I'm trying to say. Are we actually getting Zack Merrett for him? No, I don't think that's going to happen. It's still improving the skills. I would still say it's improving, but probably not quickly enough. Please track the Hawks. Zach Butters the Dogs. Now you guys are just putting in random names. How many people, honestly, watching this stream have covered the trade period for even more than an hour? Because it feels like everyone here is completely oblivious to anything and are just thinking that things are happening because someone's saying it.
Was outstanding, kicked the match-winning goal in the prelim final, 4 goals in the grand final, had a very good back half, I think, of 2025, and a slightly different role to what he had been playing in the previous few years. So important, but as is often the case, a premiership team needs to make changes, particularly one that's won 2.
Haven't even checked once. Why would you not check once? It's one of the more interesting periods of the AFL season, the couple of weeks where players make moves elsewhere. Clearly, I can believe that you didn't check once, given you just forgot about the fact that Dacos to Adelaide was never probably doesn't cover the social media sort of things. He probably doesn't have Instagram, would be my take. Because even if you have Instagram, you'll see it on your feed. You'll see a lot of stuff on your feed, even if you try not to look at it.
Probably the last one for a couple of years, I'd say, was the very top end for Brisbane. He's left their academy, so I mean, what a match.
All right, I'm now only going to read out like genuine comments that aren't just piss takes. And there's genuinely nothing, which is a little bit sort of annoying, actually.
Among the best points hunters in the game, and now they've won a few more points because really the pick number for them is.
Just tell me if Melbourne will get Steele. How the hell am I meant to know, mate? I'm only going to speculate. I'm going to say honestly yes, but how am I supposed to know? I'm a man just sitting on a freaking chair thousands and thousands of kilometres away from where all the actual dealing's getting done. How the fuck am I going to know? Who's won the trade period? You can make the argument Brisbane. Saints would be up there though. Why didn't you put in the 2025 Continentals? Well, I'm leaving that to Cato, given he'd probably do that. What's the empty spot? That was just the spot of Oliver, but since he was already done, I just moved him from trades to come to done deals. Not much more to think about than that. Saints from mediocre to average team. Nah, Saints from average team to a decent team. Decent to good. Pat Kaz. Yes, it is confirmed. I'll even give you the rundown, Pat Kaz. I don't know why Trade Radio is not even mentioning it, but I've seen a good 6 or 7 posts. All of these news pages and AFL social media Instagram accounts have posted like they're just racing to see who can get there first. So a future third for Oliver.
What does it do for their bid? So they have Harry Dean, a father-son gun, a key defender, best key defender in the draft, will go to Carlton this year, the son of Peter, premiership player at the footy club.
I might have the worst live stream chat in human history.
So they have to work out.
Why is everyone being a 6-year-old? Fucking hell.
And hold on to pick 10, obviously. Does 10 just pay for the bid for Harry Dean? Maybe pick 11 pushes down.
Because they're all fucking 8-year-olds, Delifa. You wouldn't get this on True Footy live stream. You wouldn't get on any of those channels. But of course, me, get it every freaking stream. All right. Goodbye. You guys can just stare at a blank wall for 2 hours if this is the way you're going to act in the stream. I might actually think about my situation. I'm sacrificing time out of a holiday in another country to do this, and all I get in response is 6-7s. Might as well just freaking turn off the stream and go and freaking chill in the pool and have a drink. Update from my end. Kerno was a massive... Yeah, you have to do everything you can to get him Octa, but I'm saying that it's going to happen. I think the likelihood for Charlie Kerno to head to Sydney is higher than the likelihood of him heading to the Blue or staying at the Blues. I'm in Thailand currently, should be enjoying my time here, but instead I've decided, no, I want to cover this because I enjoy doing so. I enjoy providing you with the content, but also I want to keep myself up to date and all of that stuff. So, yeah. Never said that, Cooper, but I'd like in the very least that the chat doesn't act like 7-year-olds, because I think it's just extremely immature. Charlie Kerno, done deal for 2. Oh my shitting gosh. Can you believe it? The Blues have accepted Charlie Kerno for 2 4th-round picks in 2027. That is absolutely outrageous from Carlton. Are they trying to just make themselves a laughing stock in terms of the competition? That is unbelievable, Geordie. I can't believe it. Holy shit. Charlie Kerno to Sydney for nothing. See what I mean? By saying that, I'd fool people in the chat. Don't be so gullible, chat. There's no chance in hell that's true. Like, I seriously could just do that the whole stream, given how dumb some of these people have been. Sure, at least they got 2 future 4ths. Lockie's put in... Well, I actually think Lockie's onto something here. He reckons they've... I reckon the Petrarca might be done now as well. Let's look it up. Or just swipe up on Cinch Footy. Not yet. Nasta Gold Coast confirmed. There'd be idiots that actually believe that. What would be the most unlikely? I mean, Nick Doak said Adelaide will be up there, and people believe that, even Adelaide fans. Christian Petrarca. Nah, it doesn't look like a trade's been formalised yet. I think that's going to be a little bit later on, Lockie. Petrarca has a holiday house in Noosa. Probably a lot of players do. Not necessarily in Noosa, but just in general. He could still have been technically traded, even though he signed a deal. Well, technically then in what you're saying, any player in the AFL could be. You reckon Steele stays? What makes you think that he stays, Locke? I don't know, I just have that feeling that he might get traded just last minute. I don't know, maybe the Saints, they get a better offer than what they were expecting and they just go with it. Because we're not... Losing Steele isn't huge. I'm not sure you're aware of the True Blood. You know, I'm aware of the True Bloods podcast. They reckon Kerno deal is done and they're just stretching out for drama. Yeah, but they're going to hope that that's the case because obviously they want Charlie Kerno. Do they have anything more than that, or is that just a speculation? Stevens won't leave, Locke. Yeah, I was hearing about George Stevens to the Crows. I don't think he'll leave either, but I mean, the Crows picked up Finn Bamali out of nowhere. You don't trust until it's confirmed on the Trade Radio Twitter page. Yeah, I don't blame you for that at all. I'd probably do the same thing. It's what I've been doing, actually. If I don't see it actually confirmed by anyone, that can be a trusted source, then I'm not fooling it. Oliver hasn't been done yet. He has. Maybe they haven't posted on the AFL, but it's on Cinch Footy. It's a few reports have been made on it. Tom Morris reported it. All these clubs rushing to get the deals done on deadline while St Kilda. Mate, exactly. I've actually got something that I'll post in relation to that soon. If not, maybe now. Imagine the Saints all of a sudden want Lee Clear again. It's too late. He's already signed for the Giants. Which I thought was surprising. I thought he was going to go to another team. But I already said what I thought about Lee Clear. Like, I think he's got a lot of upside, but he, I guess, isn't proven and he's not a requirement. So if we thought there was something a little bit off with it, with getting Lee Clear, then I'll back in the list recruiters. Who else is covering the trade period, I wonder? Because I bet you all those people aren't getting 6-7s in the chat.
Free money.
They're getting far from it. They're actually getting intellectual questions. G'day, Harry. Cheers for the $3, mate. Is True Footy live? I'd assume so, but I can't see the live for some reason. Oh, they're going to be. If Geelong get Rowan Marshall, it's going to be another Brisbane v Geelong grand final. I don't think Rowan Marshall just is going to automatically make him another grand final side. I think I have the Cats maybe slipping a little bit. Still be a top 8 team, but don't reckon it's just as simple as that. Thailand's banned True Footy from the... Imagine that. Fuck off. Yeah, you could slip... Even if you slip to like 4th, that's still slipping. Mate, you continue the trend of failing to compete after getting beaten badly in a grand final. I feel like that's been a trend since like 2014. I actually don't know if the Robot on the Blues trade is even 5% true, but I'll actually just quickly confirm if that even is still a possibility. He was one of the players that was linked, I guess, to head to the Blues for the Charlie Curnow deal. That's what I saw, but it might not be very true at all. It might just be someone speculating, like an outsider.
Deadline day for Continental Tyres. Trade up to Continental Tyres this trade period. Rolly Beveridge, Callum Toomey. I saw you both swing your attention.
Lock for top 4.
In the ad break. What did you see?
They're certainly not a lock for top 4. I won't do a draft video fend off. I'll do a draft stream like last year. And obviously, I won't be able to do a trade review because I'm not going to be able to film. I'm not going to find a time to film it quickly enough and then start late editing. So, yeah, it's not going to happen. If I wasn't here, maybe I would have done it, but I've got to get the gather round grand final bingo video finished. I've got like a few hours to go. Just difficult editing that at the moment. Really difficult. Crows slip out the top 4 next year too. I reckon the chances are probably higher than not after the way they finished last year. So, yes, they could slip. They ain't slipping. The Crows probably will slip, mate, even if they finish second. You can still finish higher. I mean, sorry, you can finish lower and have a better year. Technically still slipping. I don't think Crows are going to finish first again. Oh, it shouldn't matter if you had no experience. Like, the way you played in those 2 finals showed you were very far from it. You had experience in the first final. What do you think the chance of Calamari going to the Crows? Oh, it'll happen. Very high. Not true, Fletcher. If it was true, everyone would be talking about it. Everyone in the chat would be like, move Merrett to done deals. You guys didn't make finals. And I reckon we could finish ahead of you guys, B. Considering you thought that Nick Dacos was traded to your team 15 minutes ago. So now everything you say loses its value. I reckon Melbourne will steal the flag off and leave the Lions to suffer. Shannon, are you still on the stream, mate? Just relax. Nah, I relax, but then I still worry about videos. That's just the way I am. If I don't have at least some form of content in my mindset, then it can affect the channel. I've got to stay consistent. I'm panicking because I don't want... You're panicking? We might need to get a heart monitor on you, Nick. Might have to get you on the stream. Cheers for the $8 though, Nick. The donos probably go a little bit more in the off season, to be honest. I think North will win the flag with lucky kicking 472 goals won. That's like 17 goal average, isn't it? 18. I recorded the video lock. Again, I've recorded so many videos. I just find it difficult to, especially right now, how am I going to edit them? I do enough during the day where I'm just so tired and exhausted to want to get on my fucking laptop and edit for 6 hours. I think that's fair. Bring back the goal kickings. Yeah, next year I'll definitely do them. So nothing so far in the last 20 odd minutes. The last deal that was, I'm almost certain confirmed already, but they just need to maybe wait for the right person to confirm it so they can update it on the trade radio. But Clayton Oliver. Any Giants fans in the chat? Probably. There has to be one, I reckon. And will Ugle-Hagan be a bust or a success? Because to be honest with you, for the Suns, they're not giving up heaps. But maybe culturally it could be a bit more of a problem. But it's a bit of a free hit for Gold Coast. So they're still figuring out this salary. The future third is agreed. maybe it's not completely done then if that's true. Because yes, some sort of deals do take a lot longer because they've got to figure out the salaries and how much, you know, certain clubs are to pay for what. But I've seen 3 posts already pretty much saying it's happening. So we'll just put it there because it's going to happen. If they've already lodged a deal with picks. We have Buskers didn't play in 2025.
Business works always hold up the deals for the lesser lights, isn't it? And some of those names you are just referenced, Cal.
You should have weekly vlogs again. They were good. They don't do anything for me, unfortunately. If you want to see them, by all means, click on the membership button.
Exactly what that one looks like. Carlton yet to table the big 31 they got in that swap with Hawthorn, but that looks like it'll be the most logical solution.
Yeah, I don't know about that podcast with Mitch Robinson. I don't really buy everything he said. What did the Dogs get for Jamara? Pick 74. The Dogs, honestly, would have been the sort of club to, like, genuinely just give Jamara away and give a fucking pick, like what the Suns did to Geelong. They just don't want him. I still can't believe the Suns were that badly in the mud that they gave freaking pick 7 and was it Jack Bowes to Geelong? That is still mind-boggling. Is Richmond still in the competition? They haven't been seen in 6 weeks. Well, Tyler Young made a move from Richmond, but Richmond aren't really the club that need to be so invested in the trade period right now. Imagine after the draft in 2021, you were told Hugo Hogan. Yeah, I know. Or even after 2024, because he had a pretty good year then. Especially after 2024. All right, so they're saying, all right, Robinson will be delisted. So it won't be a trade. That'll happen at least today. Well, it won't be a trade. Were you joking about... I already said I was joking, mate. Remember, the internet is freely accessible to everyone watching this. So if I say something like that, which is ludicrous, or if someone in the chat says something that's ludicrous, all you've got to do is just look up to see if it's true, and it's guaranteed that it isn't true. So I just said, Masai Wanganamila is a Lion for 2026, and people believe that. All it takes is to look that up, and if there's nothing there, then how could that be true? Are there any prelim or top 4 locks? Brisbane for me. No other clubs are lock, but if they were to be a lock, I'd say Brisbane, and I probably would have them as a lock just about, but no other team. Jack Steele is off to Melbourne. Well, fuck. I was right, wasn't I? Really? Shit. Why is this, like, Trade Radio not even making any mention of this? Well, why do I have to go and outsource my... Oh, wait, no, they're talking about it now. Hold up. What do we get for him?
Melbourne, interested? Yeah, looking like that. So looking like heading to Melbourne as part of that deal.
Haven't even
has been keen to get to Melbourne.
Gotten to that stage yet. I'm just going to go on my phone and have a look at this. Jack Steele traded to the Demons. For nothing. That's shit. That's such a shit deal. Why don't we say yes to that? That's such a shit deal. What picks? 2027 third rounder. Considering he's a captain. She is Lockman. Fucking hell. Should I tell my dad, see what he thinks? Because he'd have no idea.
I think it's just a strong salary all the way through. I mean, he signed that deal after his back-to-back All-Australians and a 4th in a Brownlow medal.
Look, it's gonna feel weird to see him not as a Saint. Jack Steele for a tin can. He's worth more than that. And by the way, they've just confirmed the Oliver deal for those that were saying that they haven't confirmed it. Well, they have now. So they must have gone through all the how much each team's going to pay for the salary. That sort of annoys me, in a way, that we let him go for so little. But I think that, oh my God, I think Oliver actually got given up for less, or either less or the same amount.
It's also pretty remarkable that Cal, we were in the trade radio office 3 years ago.
Sydney about to make a final offer. Interesting. No, they're not going to give captaincy to Naz, mate. You've got to be a bit more in the loop because it's been well publicised that Callum Wilkie will be our next captain. He doesn't embark me as a sort of player with those qualities. He just wants to play footy. He's not as much of a leader as opposed to like for example, Winhager seems to be more of a leader in that position. But Callum Wilkie will be our next captain. I don't think he was terrible, Pat Kaz, when he was playing this year. I'm just going to have to quickly switch camera batteries. Hold up. Give me a sec. To put in the other camera battery, which is charging. Just going to make sure this one's charging whilst I've got the other one on. Someone just said Freo in the chat really boldly. Wonder what that could indicate.
Is there a computer attachment potentially to that guy on left off screen?
So I've got the camera resting on a kettle. So if it falls or if it does anything weird, you now know why. All right, there we go. 4:16 in. If you guys haven't already liked the stream, and hit the subscribe button as well. What would I get if I donated $50? You get I don't know. Maybe you get an IRL stream in Thailand. $100, and we'll do an IRL stream tonight. What did Dom say? Said something stupid. He didn't just say something stupid. He said something idiotic. IRL fight night stream. No, I wouldn't go into one of those and do an IRL stream. I can probably get rid of Jack Steele. Oh, and I've actually screwed up there because it's got Jack Steele as a St Kilda player. Not anymore.
Moments that Clayton Oliver finds his way to GWS. It's quite extraordinary. I mean, as much as we've had ourselves conditioned to this now for some weeks, once we knew that the trade period opened up and Stephen King was open to Christian Petrarca looking around, and then very quickly thereafter, Clayton Oliver was also known to be out in the marketplace. And very quickly, GWS swooped, got him on the boat, and very quickly, by way of
Surely he'll be best 23 for the Ds. What's Saints TV saying? Yeah, so we got fucked over on that deal. That sort of pisses me off. Anyway, I've got an idea of what I can actually do as a post. If Marshall goes, man, teacher's favourite player. What does it say, Jaff to Bombers? I don't know. Melbourne are collecting players like the Infinity Stones now.
Finding his way to GWS.
We lost both of our turnover kings, so I'm happy about that, sort of.
Actually, there you go.
Yeah, I guess. You got more out of Jath than we did out of Steele.
Let's go, Patrick
Well,
Reshko.
pick 99 is that deal.
So, in the past hours, Jack Steele and Chunkworth Jath finding their way to...
Enjoy my new video, enjoy the holiday. Enjoy my new video? What sort of an exit is that? Yeah, so just enjoy my new video, I'm out. Is there only 11 possible no, there could be others. If you have any that are actually somewhat probable or possible, then put them in the chat, but I don't think there'll be any more than 11. Melbourne are stacked now. No, they aren't. They're going to be bottom 4 still. There's a reason why the Saints told him to explore his options. If the Saints are a team that are offloading him, then that doesn't make him that much better. Some Geelong player went to Richmond. Some Geelong player? You could give me a name for starters. So we've still got an hour 14 till deadline. It does feel a bit weird how it's 2:16 PM and deadline days.
Trade up to Continental Tires. Engineered in Germany, proven in Australia. Search Continental Tires today.
Yep. Every post I'm seeing is just Jack Steele. Teacher's favourite player? Retro to Richmond. Hold up. Give me a sec, Lock. I need to post about Steele. I won't post about it, I'll just do a story. Fuck, man, I swear to God, if I'd be a little bit pissed off if Marshall and Steele go, because I don't think Marshall... Actually, but if Marshall goes, we'll get at least something back. We won't just get nothing, so... Won't be as bad, but... We did fleece West Coast, so now I know what they feel. Patrick Reshko, he was delisted by us the other week off to Richmond. Nothing deal. I wonder what that could possibly be, for God's sakes. Seriously. This is live and exclusive on Fox. Hello?
Hi.
We're live and exclusive on Fox.
Was there an elephant?
Yeah. Nice. No, Devin Robinson is going to be in it. Who was talking to... Oh, shit. That wasn't room service. It was ironically enough people that are actually enjoying their time here, as opposed to myself. I never said he was Alexander.
Do you know how close this elephant sanctuary is? It's like
Do you know Jack Steele got traded Melbourne for future third?
for a future third?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
No.
I'm being serious.
That's pretty shit, isn't it?
It is shit.
That's crap.
I know.
That's shit else. We must have got something else.
No, we didn't get something
Obviously
else.
a salary cap dump.
It's not a salary cap dump.
Well, if he's just going to free up salary cap space.
He would, but I don't think that's the only reason.
Yeah. Do you know how close the elephant sanctuary is? 5-minute walk from here. Patrick.
Yeah, nice. I did tell him about Jack Steele. He's not even closely invested at the moment. But fair enough. Like he's in an elephant sanctuary apparently. That sounds cool. And what the fuck this is? So I just gotta put the stream up. I've been waiting for any Merrett news. No Merrett news, to be honest, and I don't think any Merrett news is going to come for a little bit, but we only have an hour to go. If you've just subscribed, thank you. Whoever did just subscribe, thank you. We've got like proper banging content coming out when I get the chance to actually edit. It's hard to do it in another country. Is it on KO? Is what on... no, I'm not watching this on KO. I don't even have KO at the moment. Kerno to the Cattery, says Lockie. Yeah, if that's gonna get you to think that way, then by all means, Lockie. She's for 28 months, Lockie. I thought there was a month, at least within that you've cancelled your membership. Guess not. Still as slow, would play VFL. Well, that's why we wanted him to explore his options. Like, he's not going to be in our best side, but it's still like, you know, he's been a really good servant for us for a while. So it is not great to see him go for that little. But considering the D's have lost a few midfielders that are pretty important to their team, I would have thought, he probably has a better spot in the side. Patrick Reshko, he's off to Richmond for pick 99. Yeah, that is such a nothing deal. It's not even funny. It must be, I've got no idea, maybe more opportunity. I don't even know anything about the bloke.
AFL Trade Radio. Trade up to Continental Tires. Engineered in Germany. Proven in Australia. Search Continental Tires today.
Well, I'm not even kidding. I should probably know about him, but I barely don't.
AFL trade period. A lot to go down between now and close off play, 7:30 p.m. at Melbourne time.
Great, we're going to update that. The big three, though, that they're talking about as we speak. Reshko's a genuine gun. I promise to be a star. Then if he's delisted, surely they can't trade for him then, if he's been delisted, right?
Trade radio deadline debrief. A brand new offering in the 2025 trade period.
I'm watching this on the AFL website at the moment. The only place you can watch it, or at least for me, because I'm in another country. So still heaps to get done, and there's not as much time now than we did have at the start, so it's going to get quite interesting soon. I can guarantee you that.
Trade radio deadline debrief tomorrow, 7 a.m. to 12 p.m. Still getting my head around a future for round.
Richard's going to be the GOAT. He's going to be one to watch for next year. And I mean, Richmond's maybe the club to depart. Lockie, give me some information about the bloke, because I don't know anything about it. Patrick Reshko, Jay Thomas, and effing Jack Steele to Melbourne for nothing. But I told you he wouldn't go. I mean, he would go. I'm not shocked. But I thought we were going to at least give him up for a little bit more. Maybe a second rounder. What is he, though? Is he a forward? I don't even know his position, mate.
Christian Petrarca deal is done. Christian Petrarca is now a son.
Christian Petrarca's a son. Christian Petrarca's a Gold Coast son. All right. For what?
Yeah, massive news. One of the big three going into the trade period. It's taken to the final 70 minutes of it to land it. And
It is going to feel super weird seeing him play in a Gold Coast Guernsey, isn't it?
Resolved tonight, but pick 7 and 8, as you've been reporting now for some time.
Pick 7, 8. Thank God it's pick 7, 8 and not what it was before.
And also Gold Coast being swapped later in the piece. But it is a massive announcement you've just made there, Cal. Christian Petrarca, officially a Gold Coast son now, over to the Damien Hardwick team, which managed to win an elimination final this year against the
Suns are dangerous. You know what? Suns are, okay, they're not a lock. You can't have a lock for top 4 and have Gold Coast in the mix, but I think Gold Coast will finish in the top 4. Because they've had 1 year now under Dittmer Hardwick. They've got players flourishing and developing really quickly, and they're going to bring in more guns. I want to see if there has been any post about the move yet. I wouldn't say the Saints are a lock for the top 8, but like, I think it's top 8 or bust for St Kilda, if anything. No excuses now with one of the best players in the comp and a multitude of pretty good signings. Flanders is still to me the most underrated of the signings, and I'm looking forward to seeing him, you know, start in a centre bounce with TDK tapping the ball to him and Naz and Windy and Philippou and not Steele because he's fucking going for a future third. That pisses me off a little bit. I think, was it a future third? So it's mate, it's going to get to a stage where they're going to be training freaking 2029 picks, or like picks 4 or 5 years down the track. The first 3-round picks going to Melbourne among a stack of picks. So Melbourne are just getting picks then. Melbourne ended up getting to, I think 2 first-round picks for another deal. No, maybe I'm wrong actually on that, but no, it's a good deal. Suns giving up a lot of picks, but they don't really need picks as much. Melbourne are going to get a few. We don't know the full extent of it all though yet. Where do you think Cornrow and Merrett will go? Well, I'm not too sure who Cornrow is, but Merrett, I think, stays at Essendon, it looks like. I know Jackie G is eagerly anticipating a possible move to the Hawks. I just don't think something gets done. Patrick Rechko already plays for the Cats. Shit, I keep doing that where I put the team that the club, that the player already played for as opposed to who they've been traded to. Oh, fuck off, Damo, you twat! Why would you say that? I hope no one on the stream heard that. Please tell me no one heard that. Why are you trying to make it out as if it's a good thing, Georgia? Twat. Nah, Damo, if you didn't hear what Damo said, good. You didn't hear? Oh, he mustn't have been listening. Or it must not be loud enough, but I don't want to turn up too much louder. Just because you just go on the trade radio.
No, you can't. And obviously how it works out with
Not loud enough. Well, good.
Field of Matty Rowell and Noah Anderson and Tuke Miller and the defiance that the club had when Bailey Humphrey wanted to explore the market himself, and clubs were thinking they were half a chance there, and so you add all that up together and it's an extraordinarily powerful midfield. It's a backline that works, and
he obviously didn't say it in that way with the meaning behind it. Obviously he said it, I can't remember the context and why he said it, but he said it for some other reason.
Yeah, they're going to want for absolutely nothing in 2026 and beyond on the back of landing Christian Petrarca, one of the big 3. So it leaves now 2.
Just don't fucking make any mention of it. If you just don't make any mention of time that they out, then they're going to stop eventually. Great to meet you in Melbourne on Grand Final Day. I was the one with the Grand Final patch, mate. Oh yeah, nice, mate. There were a few Brisbane fans there, but no, it's good to see you. Good that you came down. I wonder if you made it to the granny that day or that weekend. You would have had a great day out for sure.
You'd have to think around the footy industry. Zack Merrett, we know, is watching this at home, as Tom Petro told us just a little bit, to see where exactly his future will lie.
On Trade Tracker, it says Florent becomes a Swan. On what, Twitter? Or on the AFL website?
Got pick 19. It wasn't good enough to use that pick alone in the St Kilda Footy Club's eyes. Only a week ago regarding Rowan Marshall, as we feel there's going to be...
Any updates on Marshall?
Ball thrown at the stumps on that one. And
no, but the Cats are probably going to have to figure out something soon. It's the onus is on them now for a lot of these deals. What do you think is fair for Curnow? Future 12th. You can't trade away a 5th rounder, is there? That's not, there's no such thing as a 5th rounder, is there? But then why did Freo give up, or what did they get? Port Adelaide gave up pick 103, or was it for Brodie? Why give up a pick so late when surely that's not going to get used?
What are you hearing in the dispatches when it comes to Curnow and Merrett?
I haven't heard too much about the Rowan Marshall one. I think the Saints at this point are standing.
Change the thing, track got traded.
We wait to see if they hold or fold on that, but it's up to the Cats now
Right.
to see.
What, mate? What?
So far, that hasn't happened.
Yes, he has been traded, mate. Keep up to date.
They moved pretty quickly on the Jack Steele one, didn't they?
It had. You haven't. if it hasn't been on any websites, you're not looking hard enough. It's been posted everywhere. My dad genuinely thinks I'm taking the piss. I wish.
Second bolstered policy package to the Blues for Curnow.
I'm not sure why I would take the piss like that.
And the power and the stress that is now at play in all of this, particularly Charlie himself, who only 2 days ago toured the Swans offices.
Yeah, it's probably just got his head around potentially going to Sydney. Of course, there's, and we see there, Nick Austin, their list boss, is on the phone, so he'd be...
The Charlie Curnow one, I think, is still possibly a 50-50. Maybe more towards leaving, but that's going to be the most interesting one now, because I just don't think anything's going to happen with Merrett. I really don't.
To a new state that I've never lived in terms of Melbourne, so it's two players that...
I've got no updates on Marshall.
And I think, as we said, no movement. Sydney's still just doing...
3 first-round picks for Traka is a wild. The Suns are cooking, though, and they don't give a fuck about draft picks, so they probably don't care.
The offer a counter-offer situation, it doesn't really happen much in the last hour. It's more so you've just got to get a deal done that's going to satisfy. So
3 picks for Petrarca is way overs. Guys had 2 good seats.
A couple of days ago, in terms of for Charlie Curnow, you've got to move the needle now. So that's what
He's the player that could make him like go from here to here, and they could honestly almost be in contention for the flag now. If I think they are. So sometimes you have to pay overs to get really good players. And again, I said before, they're not too worried about picks. The Suns, they currently have all the youth that they need under their just under their palm.
Yeah. Well, you hope so. The deadline's nearly here, but what else can they actually do to? Again, it's about shifting your
Fair enough. In Petrarca, I wouldn't do it.
What's the offer that shifts the owner? Now,
well, what would you do it for? Would you do it for 2 first rounders and a second, or just 2 first? What would he be worth then if you were in Suns' position? Or, okay, let's say not say the Suns. Let's just say any team that would have wanted Petrarca. Who else was wanting Petrarca? Adelaide. But then Adelaide don't have the capital. Let's just say Adelaide had anything they wanted to give away. Odds other way Sydney get Curnow is through a 3-team deal that gets Buku out of the Dogs. So what we've got... Right, okay. Maybe the Dogs have picks that can help the Blues through the Suns, to the Swans, sorry. Yeah, Levi, I'd want to. I'd hope we have a mod in here that can do that, actually. Lockie can do it. No, mate, just don't do it. You're not sorry. As a Cats fan, I wouldn't want to trade 3 first rounders for Curnow. Our 4 line's already stacked. They're going to want more than just that, though, so don't worry about it. That's why I just think it's not going to happen. Player needs to be involved. They were saying earlier they're going to want to maybe consider giving up Dempsey, but not the Cats. Kane Corns wanted the Cats to do so. It's just a waste at that point. Why the Queensland team's low-key stacked? It's not just in the AFL, it's in like literally every other league. If they is it the Corfect? What's the? I know there's a trifecta. What's the one after that for 4? It's Quifella or something. They go for the Quifella there. I don't know if that's the real word to use there, but they've got the NRLW, AFL, the Quaddie. What's the 5? They could go the AFLW Premiership. I don't think they will though, because North are that good. But they could, if you take that away, they could still go the trifecta in NRL, AFL, and BBL. I actually really have no idea though who's going to be good this year in the BBL. I don't really follow much of the trade feud with the Big Bash. I think that's a bit, oh well, don't really care as much. The Quintella, it's not the Quaddie, yeah, the Quintella is what it was, I think. Sounds a lot more believable. Stars will win the BBL. I doubt it. I would have checked the odds actually right now, but you can't check betting odds in Thailand, can you? W stream. Let's get to 200 likes before the the coverage resumes. Yeah, look, I'd do an IRL stream for $100 in Dono. Someone said before, what would you do for 50? 100 an IRL stream? Change Petrarca has already been traded. I'll do it when I get to it. I can see that. I'm currently just. I'll get to it though. More leaning to Sydney or Geelong. Definitely Sydney. Still again, giving up Humphries or Stingel for Kerner still isn't worth it in my opinion. Humphries or Sting. Yeah, I agree with that. You already have Jeremy Cameron, who's a common medalist, best forward in the league, and you've got Shannon Neal, I think will eventuate to become one of the better keys in the league as well. So you don't need to have that. Like if the Cats somehow get Kerno and Marshall, which they won't, but if they do, everyone's going to think they're guaranteed to be like a premiership like favourite, or like to win the premiership. They probably will be maybe the favourites if they do that, but I don't know. It won't happen. So imagine being Patrick and being worth an XX player and pick 99. He hasn't played a game yet. What else do you expect him to be worth? Failed trade period if we don't get Marshall or Kerno. Yeah, especially Marshall. There aren't really any plays now that are linked to two clubs. If you take away Kerno, like genuinely linked to a 50-50 or whether one club or not. By this stage, it's pretty much one club or another. Yeah, it's exactly Bailey, and you're going to have to give up a lot to get him. You have to. Well, apparently the Swans have already deep down locked him in. Let's see what the vibes are on the Blue Abroad live stream currently. Mate, they're fucking saying that they want Errol Goulden, Chad Warner and Isaac Heaney. They're buffoons, mate. They're dumber than my stream. Yes, because that's going to be something that the Swans are happy to facilitate. If that actually somehow ends up happening, I'd tip the Blues to be in the 8. Blues haven't actually lost out on heaps when you think about it. Actually, forget about DeConey. He'll be a loss. There'll be an added gain to us. Heaney's better than Kerno. I'd agree with that. I'd agree almost Gordon as well. I don't think we should even trade for Kerno at this point. We don't need him that bad and it'll cost too much. You're a Geelong fan, I assume. Blues need to reset, get picks for Kerno. Yeah, but they're probably not so wanting to get picks given the current maybe lack of talent in this current draft, potentially, or they feel like they're in a spot where they don't need to go for more picks in terms of their list build. Because they're adamant that they don't really want picks as much as they want star players.
Welcome back to deadline day for Continental.
So I'll move this down a bit.
Up to Continental Tires this trade period. We're missing a body at the moment. He's out working the phones. He's Riley Beveridge, but I've still got Kaltumi here.
Oh, we've still got
Oh, it's too high. Way too high.
Can we go to the AFL room, please, and have a look at what's happening there? Because Tim Lamb is there, and I reckon behind Ned Guy, over to the left, we can see, I saw before, Craig Cameron. So that's the lodging of the Christian Petrarca deal.
How, Alex?
Moments ago. Now, guys, just in that break, as you're both working.
No, Sarah's got it.
Still rolling though, and this happened. Tom Petro, manager of Zack Merrett, again.
Would you rather be Brisbane or Gold Coast next year? You'd still rather be Brisbane. When it gets to the pointy to the year, Brisbane are just a team that you just have faith in that it'll just get it done now. And they've got Chris Fagan, a two-time premiership coach. They've got the best team in the comp. But the Suns are probably the most exciting
As I
heading
do
into
that,
the
and as we
future.
await the outcome of those meetings with Tom Petro and Essendon and Hawthorn, I look across to my right and see Josh Gabelich with Brady Rawlings.
Dacos to Richmond.
Brady Rawlings, the list manager of the North Melbourne Football Club.
Track v Oliver. If you were Richmond right now, what would you give up to get him?
Where does it currently
If you wanted to go hypothetical.
you expect him to remain at the club?
Yeah, Jai will be staying at North
Simpkin
Melbourne.
looks like it'll be a guarantee that he stays from this
We've got,
interview.
Put a massive price on Jai as a person.
Someone
as a
check
player.
on Tom Petoro's heart rate.
Going to be realistic this week, and yeah, it turned out that way.
Talk us through the
Imagine Patrick as a breakthrough season with the Tigers.
across the last few days.
Lockie didn't even tell me like the type of player he is at all. He just says he's going to be a gun.
But yeah, it got to a point where there was an offer there, and it was never going to be anything that we
My belief is he's a forward, but I know nothing more than that, and I don't even know if that's true.
He's the captain of our footy club this year.
Tell us about Finbar Maley. He's a name that emerged out of nowhere today, and he's headed to Adelaide in a trade. Where did that come from?
Yeah, so Finbar's he's been in the uncontracted space for a few weeks now, and we just wanted a bit of less flexibility.
We can give Lawler and our youngsters they want in a second draft. We can give Lawler and our youngsters they want, and it. Well, I wouldn't do that. Don't fucking do that, even if that was a consideration.
Finbar for looking at that when he didn't have one in front of him. So things were up in the air for us, and yeah, good luck.
Can Brisbane do more than a three-peat? Well, they're in a spot that they can do more than a three-peat, I guess, but probably end up winning one more, and then that'll be it.
What was the best offer that Collingwood put forward for Jai Simpkin?
You wouldn't even give Taranto for Dacos? Piss off you wouldn't give Taranto for Dacos. Don't tell me you're that delusional. You can be a Richmond fan and say that Dacos, just because he's overrated doesn't mean he's a lesser player than Taranto. Think about it as well. Dacos is another 5-6 years ahead of Taranto as well, so he's probably only just reaching his prime. No, Taranto is an arse, but I'm just saying compared to the player that Dacos is, he doesn't compare. They're not just overrating him for the sake of it. Well, they are, but yeah, I think he's a top 3 player in the comp anyway, so dumb. Bit dumb. Silly. LG. Not the only person that's mentioned the hair. Take it. I'd much rather Taranto than Dacos as a Richmond fan. Don't know about that.
Yeah, obviously he's had the runs on the board in previous years, Rolly. He's
G'day, Grant.
21 premiership player. He had a great year that
Dacos on Naz Pickett.
some injury issues of late, and
Well,
hopefully we can get him back to
from what we've seen so far, I'd still probably say Dacos is more proven, but I mean, Naz is very close to a player that Dacos is in terms of what he could become. So, no, I'm happy with Naz. Clay v Petrarca Expansion Cup next year.
there's potential there.
I was going to say for a second that consider me flying out to go to an Expansion Cup, but why would I bloody do that? I've actually already been to an Expansion Cup in Adelaide, and then I screwed myself around staying there for longer than I should have. This morning, Scoops posted Saint Star is getting interest from Melbourne, and now it posts Jack Steele has been traded to Melbourne. I wonder what Scoops is thinking from that. I have not caught up with any of his posts, so don't tell me what he's been up to as of late. Simpkins, yeah, under the belief that's the case, and I wasn't expecting him to make a move, but Collingwood with a club that were most heavily invested and offering him, I don't know what the offer was, I can't remember, but didn't end up happening.
To get him off and get him away from the...
You're watching a stream on my phone because I turned off YouTube on my tel. I just hope the audio's fine because I'm not using the mics I would like to, and I mean, if I didn't have, I mean, the air conditioner's currently on. I don't know if you can hear that, but the reason it's on is because it's like 40 degrees in here if it wasn't on. I could turn it off if it's that bad, like I'd sacrifice if need to be. Just let me know though, because people sometimes don't until I realise later on. I'm like, well, thanks for letting me know that the audio hasn't been great because it could have probably affected how the stream done. Daniel Cornger, the 2, says, hey mate, enjoy any other Swans targets.
This is it now. So Sydney are putting all of their eggs into the basket.
Any other players the Swans are targeting? It looks like it's all Charlie Curnow, mate. If that's the question that you're asking there, Daniel.
As part of the deal, as opposed to what Sydney gives. What do they have? I think 11 will be involved. I think a future 1 will be involved from Sydney's perspective. Clearly,
Thank you, Daniel.
Carlton have 31, 42. We know
Is Jai Strong any good? I think he's pretty solid. Can't get the minutes. Can't get the minutes at Hawthorn. He's only played 10 games for them, so Sydney bring him in for not much.
Hey mate, enjoy. Any other Swans target?
For a nothing pick yet. Looks like he'll be delisted and they'll pick him up after the probably in delisted free agency or whatever. So they'll pick him up at a later time. That's what they've said. So, I mean, yeah, I've just put it there because I wanted to fill in the spots, mainly. So many cheap trades this year. Yeah, it feels like more cheap trades than a lot of other years, to be honest. Bulldogs had the most trading away, and we only got Boderick. Like, bro, got a defender. At least the defense is trash.
So that's one of the big two, isn't it? And the
well,
other big two, the other big one of the big two.
I think that's all you really were wanting to get. Defenders. It's what you need. It's what you need to actually get from a side contending for finals to just making it to actually a threat. The defense has always been an issue. That's why they offered a lot. Threw a massive offer to Cal Wilkie. Look, what's going to happen? It happened bloody last year, and the viewers and everything skyrocketed when it happened. The last 5-10 minutes, when all the trades get done simultaneously, that's when it gets the most just fucking crazy, really.
It's a very good deal. It's just one that Essendon hasn't wanted to open its eyes up on. But
me and my dad to Gold Coast for pick.
New chairman who's come in and inherited a mess that David Barham effectively left him as chair has been so resolute.
Not reading that out.
But he is, in his private life and his business life, he's a deal maker. And ultimately, deals get made by people of that standing when there's a deadline to be had. So
yeah, then it came around again a couple of weeks ago, the Butters drama, but nothing's on that anymore. He'll be staying. Some bitch has just commented. I don't know why I need to know that though.
We're talking about 22 being a first round pick.
Nominally, it is a first round pick.
Yeah.
Is North doing anything?
You've added one on there yourself in the end.
No, I'm saying I think if it.
I think North are done. I thought they were going to be a little bit more involved this year, but it looks like they're done.
That becomes the better option.
Looks like Simpkins staying.
Say yes, let's do the deal. Because at the moment they haven't got to that point. Now are they coming around to it?
Yeah, it looks like they're done, I'd say.
The longer this goes, it hasn't been officially denied that second offer.
For those wondering, if Damo, anyone on Trade Radius is anything of importance, I'll regurgitate that. But if not, there's nothing too much to worry about.
Chris Davies, the footy boss, is the other one. They're on the move. They're working out what could be the best piece of action.
Have you messaged Caden about track? Why? Why would I do that? The idea that North are happy with their backline's a joke. Well, I don't think they are happy with their backline, but they could have gone after someone. Surely, I would have thought. I mean, there weren't too many but good key defenders available. I know he's more of an intercepting player, but I thought they could have maybe tried to go an offer for Alia after the Saints decided to let him go, really. Sort of screwed him around. Merrett and Trade are 99% done props. No, they aren't. Trust me, they aren't. So what we've seen since the stream started, I think we just saw Oliver steal Richishko, who got traded for pick 99, and Petrarca. So the two star Ds, or former star Ds maybe, have both moved on. So D's really
moment.
Really busy in the last hour and a bit.
So just broad numbers, we're talking about a 3.5.
What do you think Calamarchi will get traded for?
Sacrifice there for the Melbourne Footy Club over that 5-year period.
Yep. Yeah, that's what about.
I actually don't know. I don't even know what
A lighter one to finish on, because a name that came from absolutely
with West Coast.
the Crows have available to give up, to be honest.
Patrick Rechko. Fun fact about
Yeah, I kind of thought.
So I've covered the draft for a long time.
That's why it's
And
taken
there's
forever.
only one player I've ever seen run a 2-kilometre time trial as his warm-up, and that's Patrick Rechko.
There you go.
He would run it around grounds, and that would be his warm-up. So I don't think he'd be able to do that at Richmond. Punt road's a bit bigger and wider. But little fun fact about Patrick Rechko, a midfielder who can run and run and run.
So he's a good running mid for the Tigers. All right, they gave us a bit more insight on Patrick Rechko. Realistic trade for Curnow is Brad says realistic trade for Charlie Curnow, which Carlton would accept.
Charlie Curnow and Zack Merrett hoping to find new homes.
I just don't know off the top of my head what Sydney's picks are currently they have in hand. Can someone tell me in the stream? It's 11, yeah? And that's it. So they'd have to give away that future first. What was their initial offer?
Search Continental Tires today.
Oh yeah, okay. 11 future first.
Brad Cheney has just tipped $7 Australian and 99.
I would have just done that. I would have just done 11 2026 future first. Hayward and Florin. Wait, is Ollie Florent also a possibility, or is that like not going to happen? Because if that was actually what they offered, I would have just done that. I think I know the Blues want to keep Curnow alive. I just would have accepted it. Ollie Florent is done to the Blue. Then why the fuck's it not on the screen? Have I like forgot to put it there or something? Sorry, I probably read the news like when I got up today, so I just probably saw it and then just didn't think twice about it anymore. Do you reckon the Simpkin moves? Nope. Am I hungover? I'm not getting drunk on this trip. No point. For pick 36, which Swans used to secure Sarong. What's this in reference to? Oh, the Florent. Yeah, okay. Okay. Thank you for steal. Treat him well, mate. That's all I'll say. I hope he actually, because Melbourne have had a habit of trading in sort of out of favour Saints players. Luke Dunson, Jack Billings, they never lasted, so hopefully Steele, it works out a little bit better for you, for Jack Steele. Hawks have just made the final offer to Merrett. Okay, this is interesting. Anth says in chat, Hawthorn have offered 10-22 future first Henry Huthwaite for Merrett. I swear they already offered that. Isn't that an old offer, or is that like just the same offer that was thrown out a couple of days ago or yesterday? Before it was just 9. I don't think they're going to want to do that, to be honest. Given that they didn't budge the first one, what makes them think this is much better? It's probably not the greatest for Hawthorn's sake that they don't have very high picks on hand and they're going to slip. So the Bombers are holding onto that. If you're an Essendon fan right now, what would you do? Or like in Essendon's position? Essendon are too stubborn. I can see where Essendon are coming from though. He's pretty much won them like 6 club best and fairest. He's a contracted captain. They would probably still hope for more, but they've got to realistically see it in Hawthorn's eyes that Hawthorn really can't give up too much more unless they just want to throw in random players. So what else is Essendon expecting? It's like all of their draft capital for 2 years. Their list stinks. They don't win 2 games max because they've got other players that are coming back that weren't obviously playing a lot of footy for a lot of the end of 2025. But I can't really see him, especially if he goes, I can't really see them improving. I just think they're going to stay around the same mark of probably 15th. Could fall a bit further. They could probably climb to 13th or 12th. But they just don't have enough talent, do they? And they can't consistently put it together.
Deadline day on AFL Trade Radio.
If the Swans get Curnow and Curnow has like a 50, 60 plus goal season, then I think they should definitely finish in the top 4. Sydney. I would have Sydney back in the 8 next year because they eventually got things going when it was a bit too late. Here we go. Let me turn this up a little bit.
Damien Barrett, Cal Toomey, Riley Burridge with you. And guys, the big 2 of the big 3 still remain on the table. The fact that Essendon Footy Club is still sitting inside the confines here at Marvel Stadium and having not walked out, Cal, clearly they're at least engaging in a form of communication with Hawthorn.
Well, Hawthorn has just put through what is...
What did they put through? I think it was what we
Zack Merrett. So it is pick
were just
10,
discussing, and
pick
they
22
declined the
this year,
Bombers.
A future first-round pick and Henry Huswaite for Zack Merrett and a future third-round pick. So that is being tabled with the clear direction that this is...
Why have they decided to do it and a future for 3rd round? What if they just dropped that? Would that have made a difference?
Exactly, yes or no by then, but that's where it sits. It's obviously... Drill down the points, it's an enormous offer. It is an enormous offer.
It's a huge offer. Yeah. I mean, in honesty, as much as there's emotion attached to a captain...
Give me 1 second. I'm going to leave this running for like 30 seconds to a minute. I'll be back in like 1 sec.
In historical terms, it is as big an offer as there has been inside the confines of a trade period.
Yeah, again, I don't think Henry Huswaite's making any difference really. If you just cancel out Huswaite and the 3rd-round pick going back and forward, it's basically 3 first-round picks for Merrett, isn't it?
And we've seen it before.
22 and future first.
But we've talked about the biggest names in the game, which Merrett clearly is when it comes to wanting to leave a quite-decided contract. And they've got it into that zone. They've also done it their own way, the Hawks. That's what they do.
I want to see if I can get the air conditioner turned off, actually.
The Swans did with Will Hayward when the possibilities around Calvin. So they've done it their way. They can walk away, I think, having thrown...
Bullshit, Caleb.
Assuming they can throw at it. And equally, I think Essendon can now accept this deal and also...
Turn this shit off.
...worried about this, saving face with their own members.
Or does Essendon say, okay...
I don't like background audio when I can eliminate it.
Future first as well.
So 4.
Then is it a final offer though, Cal?
well, this is your final offer back. I mean, you get some recourse, don't you?
Yeah.
You get offered something.
Just needed a water.
No worries. Look.
Is it hot? Mate, it's hot. That air conditioner wasn't even blowing much cool air, so I figured if it wasn't doing much in the first place, I'll just get rid of it.
About 10 minutes. Let's wait and see. But it's Hawthorn's thrown everything at it, and taking the emotion out of this scenario. If you just went player draft haul, obviously that's a good offer.
Absolutely, yeah. Even as someone who has won 6 best and fairest.
Bullshit Merritt's confirmed.
It must be said. Sorry, don't mate. It must be said as well that it's been cleared.
Can we trade Lyon for Fagan?
Player manager, other club.
I don't hate Lyon. I don't know what's up with all this Ross Lyon hate.
That hasn't been added to this again.
Dev Robinson will be later on, and I think someone said earlier Buku will be involved in if a Curnow deal gets done. So they'll probably be in the last 10 fucking minutes. And I wonder if this is like, I'm sure a lot have probably already been finalised, but they want to drag it out for drama. So maybe they are doing this for drama.
For 50 plus years, and it's also a period in time in which an assistant coach who was valued by Essendon.
I reckon that the air conditioner though, turning that off though, it's probably made the audio slightly better.
Backdrop to all of this, you've got a new president at Essendon, who's
How crazy is that when Dusty won 3 norms, we thought it would never happen again. Yeah. I mean, I know what the AFL do. They give players awards probably when they don't deserve it, so they can up their accolades. So it would not surprise me if next year, if the Brisbane make another grand final and win a flag, and maybe Ashcroft hasn't had the best game, they just give him the Norm Smith so he can maybe break the record. Wouldn't shock me.
What's the points look like on that, Ross?
Night ruined, we got rid of Patrick Reshko.
Different. One of the boffins in one of these rooms.
At least you know who he is.
Put the feeler out. If any of the clubs are listening and bored, can someone get back to me on
what
the point difference is on those?
What draft class was he? He wouldn't have been last year's.
We're doing today. They're not doing much, so hopefully they can figure it out for us.
Still checking in with the potential goings on with Rowan Marshall too, contracted to
Yeah, give us Marshall talk, please.
Still very keen to have the Saints listen to another approach. It will have to involve pick 19, which was rejected earlier in the week, but both clubs are still to our left, meeting in those rooms. And obviously the Saints only about 45 minutes ago have officially moved Jack Steele off their books from a financial perspective, the former captain of the club, and he finds his way to Melbourne alongside Jack.
Devastated, Lockie. We aren't making finals now.
A few moments and another Melbourne player.
I mean, I did say that they were going to slip, and maybe Reshko is the reason that's the case.
This is Stephen Silvani.
Sorry, I'm just looking behind us. Justin Reid, Adelaide's list boss, has walked into the list management.
Kerno confirmed.
Lions. So trying to hammer out a deal for Cal in the next 29 minutes.
Okay, this is also Stephen Silvani on the AFL dial-up. So we wait to see if this is.
Is this all legit?
Deal, which I don't think has been put through.
No, I reckon that's what it almost certainly would be, Cal.
Yeah.
He may be back in.
The work can't see.
Rowan Marshall, but again, just to remind people that they have been adamant now for more than a week.
Fuck.
And if you want to go even beyond that point.
Where do we get this information?
In spaces that Rowan Marshall will not be going, but Geelong has tried in the past hour to re-engage with conversations over Rowan Marshall to have him play as a cat from 2026. So they may be the 3 names remaining of a
Everyone's saying it's just happened.
Left in the 2025.
Why have I got nothing?
Almost as fact that Zack Merrett and Charlie Curno's
surely Essendon accept it.
Deals would come down to this time frame.
As a Tiger fan, why do you care?
Early in the trade period, it might go down quite early, but
I don't think they will though. But cheers for 20 months though.
We've seen today Clayton Oliver move.
You know what? I'm just going to wait for them to announce it on this.
That too was only 15 minutes ago through Brady Wallings. We've seen Jack Steele.
Doubt it, Georgia. I really do.
Hawthorn to Melbourne. Jamara Ugle-Hagan.
Well, Shannon, you're just going on what everyone else is saying. What was the trade?
Buku Kamas might be another one of the players. I add his name.
Kerno will stay at Blue Bay, says Alex. According to everyone in the stream right now, not at all.
Just wrapped up his general media conference.
I think he's going, but I don't think it's happened yet.
Not sure if he's catching up with Josh or not.
I'm going to keep refreshing. I might even go on like streams, like to see if anyone.
We've got an in-person link up here. Lammy's just jumped in here.
Said, I can't be bothered getting a Zoom.
Nah, not true. Because I just went on the Blue Abroad stream with over 1,000 people. Not a single person said anything yet, so it's not true. So, why did one person say it and then everyone just went along with it? Shannon, you're a sheep, mate.
Tiger Storm is now a member. Surely he's done.
It's going to be the last couple minutes, but you know what? Not surprised. Send me a screenshot, Lockie.
7:30 or whatever time it was in that particular year, and they then I think created the rule on the run that if you
they'd be the first to break it. Not with all of the deals. The Clayton Oliver one was broken earlier on other news platforms, but that's what I'm thinking. Like, I heavily fucking doubt any of that would have happened if they haven't really talked about it at all on this.
We will wait and see.
Geelong,
they're on the move.
They're on the move.
I just answered your message there, mate. So you have to say it again.
Yeah, if we see them walking down that corridor and out, that might suggest it's done from that perspective.
Mate, why are you not answering my questions? How is Kerno is gone made a question?
Andrew Mackie trying to work. He initially had the possibilities of getting both Charlie Curnow and Rowan
Marshall confirmed.
Unlikely. In fact, it seemed impossible, didn't it?
He's not. What's with everyone's satisfaction about spreading fake rumours?
And the next two to the Blues for Curnow, and that was rejected, and that's understandable given all those picks will be end up in the 20s.
Well, it doesn't matter. It's fine.
On the Cats performances, and then they focused on Marshall.
25 minutes.
A little bit, both publicly and privately, and then in the same period.
I love how I'm just sitting here and just reading 90% just dribble in the chat, just hoping something happens.
Yeah, that's right, and at this point, it doesn't look like a position they're going to shift from. So, what have we got left, Ross? So, Buku Kamas.
You reckon the Cats are done? I mean, I'm not saying anything's going to happen, but I don't reckon the Cats are going to make any more moves. I think it's done for them.
Pick 31 or thereabouts was
I think that's what the Western Bulldogs would ideally like, and I think they'd be willing if they got pick 31.
If you guys have just joined the stream, please ignore my stream. For some reason, not my stream, my chat. For some reason, they have. Is it a fetish? What is it? Not a fetish, but an obsession with spreading false information.
He's going to have sign off on this. He's clearly in charge of this club. He's going to always be.
So you don't think Marshall will get done? I think we're fine. I think Marshall's staying, Charlie.
He is, absolutely is.
As I said before, I'm still reasonably confident a deal taking Charlie Curnow to Sydney will get done in the next 25 minutes.
Yeah.
What do you mean fetish? Who knows? Maybe it is a fucking fetish, but they're probably too young to know what that is.
Clubs are doing so. The massive now negotiations between Essendon and Hawthorn for Zack Merrett, and Sydney and Carlton for Charlie Curnow, and the spin-off effect it has for Buku Kamas. It just goes to remind.
Ella says, "What do you reckon Curnow go is AM? It's to Gold Coast. He heard they am. I'm no. It's not." See, this is the sort of garbage that I'm forced to read. How am I meant to answer that question, mate?
On trade radio to you, Rolls, explaining and demanding.
How would anyone
of his client there, and that was the first time he had done that.
Even find any logic behind what you said?
We knew it was the case, but there's stages to these processes, and
But, I'm still confident a deal that sends to Curnow to Sydney gets done in the next 25 minutes. So am I, mate. I'm waiting for it to happen in the last 5 minutes. Zack Merrett's pretty much fucked in terms of the move getting done. So I'd hold back if I was a fan of the Hawks. I don't think you're getting him now. Didn't think so before the stream started. Think so less now.
But as we've mentioned a couple of times, it's got Will Hayward and it's got Henry Hustwaite attached to it. Two players probably just still waiting on the decision. Where do you reckon Zack Merrett
Essendon losing the AFL clubs as a whole if he leaves shows Australia the clubs continue to have no power over players' wants. Well, they have a power. The power of the Bombers. They can say no, and they are saying no. It's not like you can just walk out.
So that was an extraordinary pick swap.
Have I drank many Changs?
They've wanted a good player to be involved in
Like
this,
one. I'm not here to drink. This is a family holiday, and I don't really drink much alcohol on a family holiday, to be honest. For the people wondering about my Thailand trip, if I'm going to Thailand with a bunch of mates, that's a different story. But
not my view on what he's worth. I mean, I think it's a very good offer from
I'm not an alcohol addict.
Couldn't have offered much more, but
I'll go to a bloody nice beach and have a beer for $3, but
we're talking about an offer
maybe 3 or 4 at max, but that's the whole day, probably.
That's where it's a very unique case.
It's high drama, clearly.
It's hot, mate. Hot as balls. Hot as my ball sack in my pants. Dean, if there's any way of describing the weather in Thailand, sweaty, sticky, and you'd be best off seeking shelter if you can. Especially now, it's currently like 3 in the afternoon. It's like probably the hottest it's been all day.
Spectrum. It's trade radio deadline debrief, and it's going to run tomorrow from 7 o'clock through.
What sack?
So all the backstories that
Damien Barrett sack. Let's get the stream to 400 likes before we see a Curnow deal. I got a call from Curnow's manager saying we're not actually making any more moves until 400 likes is set on the stream. So it's just it needs to happen. Unfortunately, if you guys want to see Charlie, and I got told as well that Zack Merrett's manager is saying that he will make a formal trade and a new offer once Cardman Stream hits 500 likes. Looks like that is on the cards as well.
Again, it's getting really tense now. Graham right there is that person on left of screen as he contemplates.
Lazy dorks to Stewart.
The move from the Sydney Swans.
What else are they going to offer though? Unless they offer some of their better players like a Cam McKenzie. If Cam McKenzie was thrown in, I'd definitely say yes.
Now, this is just all genuine tension and stress. And are we making the right call for our player?
Honestly, 400 likes and the Curnow deal is going to get done. 400 likes.
I think Geelong are having one last dip at the Rowan Marshall conversation now, as you've been suggesting.
Ella G, I can't understand what you're trying to say. Like, I'm not even trying to be rude or anything. I genuinely cannot understand what you're trying to say. Sydney will accept pick 42 back and Carlton will get pick 11. You know what, chat? Let's get the weekly log out for the Barley stream. For not Barley. Why do I say Barley? For the Thailand vlog. Alrighty, next day, and we are spending the day on the Trade Radio website, live streaming, trade period, deadline day in freaking Thailand. Jack Seal got done, I'm not happy about. A few other deals got done. We're waiting for Curnow. We've got 20 minutes until it finishes, but the stream's doing pretty well.
Whether it was going to have to go through the pre-season draft, no one really wanted that, and they made that deal that was coming from nowhere.
How many have we got in? 641. It's good. 641.
In terms of transacting inside the deadline period.
Stream likes and a half eaten packet of Smith for anything that happened with. We still need 87.
As I've been saying for the last 10 minutes or so, I think there's some growing confidence now that this deal will get done. What it looks like up in the air.
Kobe Kearns is now saying Tom.
More parties now that deal will get done.
Maybe you're right.
What do you think that last little bit is?
I think it's, as I said, I think it's what goes back to the Swans. Whether or not, I'm sure the Swans would have their eyes on 31. I'm sure Carlton would have their eyes on a pick in the 40s or the 50s. They've got 3 picks in the 40s.
Maybe you're right.
50s. So we will wait. And
Shit.
So there's 7 players in limbo. Right
Maybe
now.
you're freaking right.
We've got Zack Merrett, Charlie Curnow, Will Hayward, Callum Archie, Rowan Marshall, Buku Kamas.
Later, right?
These are the big 7 that come down to the last 18 minutes.
Yep. And as we've said, the deadline debrief program on tomorrow.
How to say no, mate? I can't type it any clear for you. Oh man, I'm ignoring your comments. I can't understand them, and I think you're now kind of just doing it to get it to take the mickey out of me. Do you agree that journalists are more interested in trades in the AFL? Yeah, probably. Yeah, Mitch Cleary certainly is. Fucking pest.
Behind the scenes manoeuvrings out of today to your watchers and listeners tomorrow between 7 and 12. So 1-3 IMR Insurance has been a big part of the past 3 weeks.
I'm just going to wait. I'm not even going to try to like research.
On screen.
They've cleared out. They've scattered, haven't they? They've gone everywhere in the Essendon room. There's people everywhere.
There are like 3 or 4 people saying that Tom Morris has reported it.
Corridors. There's people on the balcony area of the corporate boxes. Tom Petro's running around.
The key player today.
E and H aren't too far away from each other, are they, Cal? But we're clocking up some miles. I'll tell you that much.
The step count would be high. Absolutely.
He hasn't reported shit. It's not on his Twitter. Did you get my email about your tipping comp prize? Oh, yeah. I obviously got your email at the start, but I've been like just off the loop in terms of getting back to emails. I could probably do that tonight or tomorrow. Get back to I'll see what you actually had to say. Maybe get them to you soon. Actually, I can do it here if I need to.
What do they have to do, Cal? They just have to email the AFL.
So it'll be able to work.
Actually getting their foot in the door before 7:30. That's how these deals do get done. There's been situations before where there's been some conjecture as to whether or not it's been completed.
Oh no, I just saw JM9. They're full of crap.
Now, that's Dave Trotter, the manager of Rowan Marshall, walking alongside the list managers.
All right, so let's go through the list on the left. Charlie Curnow, I'm expecting. Zack Merrett looks like nothing's going to happen with that. Marshall, I doubt it. Simkin, probably not. So Hayward probably gets done. Buku. So all I'm going to say is I don't really think we're going to expect many more trades. Marshall's manager is with Andrew Mackey.
We wait to see now if that deal is accepted, but updated offer, future 2nd and future 3rd round pick. And if they
surely the Cats throw a lot more than what they originally did to try and get Marshall here. Throw more than what you need to if I were them. Get that ruckman. Get us something in return.
Their own maths on what those picks look like? It's not.
It's pretty. It's look.
It's better than it was.
It's pretty fair. I mean, this is not going to.
What content's coming out the next week?
Find the perfect.
It'll be easier to get content out next week. It's just difficult when I'm away right now. I've had a video I've been editing for the last 2.5 weeks, and it's been so difficult, especially right now. So I'll try and sacrifice maybe 5-6 hours tonight to edit if you really want me to get more content out. But truth is, I don't know exactly what yet.
Two guys in control of Geelong's list.
But expect an upload soon, and then another one sooner. Can you not just edit on the plane? Mate, not on a budget airline, I can't. So my battery would run out very soon as well. I'd get like maybe a good 2 hours and that's it. But like, I'm doing my best. Most wouldn't have done a stream on the holiday. They would have just fucked it off. Gold Coast have the best midfield in the comps as Youngstown. Yeah, I'd probably agree with that. I mean, they've got Rail Anderson, Miller. Petrarca probably won't be more of a hybrid hard forward, I would say. Marshall looking very likely. I don't believe anything that's said right now, actually, to be honest. Justin Lepich of the Collingwood Footy Club with him. Gabbo?
Jordan De Goey, Lepo has been a name that's emerged this week. Can you confirm he'll remain at Collingwood in 2026?
Well, we haven't had a call on this 15 minutes to go, so that's definitely the case. It's probably been one of the great 30s.
Yeah, no, I don't. Hardly anything will get done. We'll see about that.
So never mentioned, not one club mentioned Jordan De Goey?
Never.
Jordan De Goey. Why has Jordan De Goey been thrown around? That was like, nothing was happening with that.
How close did you get to getting him?
Probably not close enough, to be perfectly honest. I think the intent from us was there.
Listen to my cousin's Spotify account.
I think he could really help us through our transition period over the next 4 or 5 seasons. But
Adelaide has updated its offer to Brisbane for Archie, a future. Yeah, Archie, actually, I completely forgot. When's that going to happen? Surely it's happening in the next 15 minutes. It has to, right? All right, what's this from JM9? A future second and a future third round pick. The Lions have wanted pick 16 this whole time.
That's pretty much how it played out. Is that fair to say?
Yeah, it is. As I said, we can't
do well, then what happens after that if they don't agree to a trade?
As well, but we're in a good position going forward as far as the assets we've got going forward for next season and attack. I guess the next few seasons.
Did you manage to glean anything about Charlie?
That's a good deal.
On the way through here, or?
Yeah, I heard he's going to Collingwood.
I would have thought Adelaide probably should have just done the 16 and just leave it at that.
A future first-round pick for Jai Simpkin?
No, there was never, and they wouldn't even have accepted that anyway. There was not even anything back that even accept that, even if we could. But yeah, we were happy.
All right, David, I'll try and do that then.
To get the right result.
Again, I probably should have checked the emails, but Saturday to Tuesday I haven't. It's been hard, but I'll get on to it today.
Obviously, everyone knows Brody left. We had an eye on Jack all year, and obviously put a commitment to his management later in the season.
We should build Michael Voss a statue for the Kerno trade.
He plays like a Collingwood player. We don't have a 199 centimetre key, so it's
why?
A position of need for us.
Leper, thanks as always, and thanks for your time during the past 3 weeks on trade.
Simkin rumouring to go to the
Collingwood Footy Club with Josh.
According to who? Simkin's staying at North Melbourne.
To go, and there's just some years you cannot get involved, and you plan to not get involved. And given they acquired Perryman and Houston last year, and
what could West Coast pick up Archie?
It brings you back to 2019 with Joe Danaher and Tom Papley and what happened on that occasion. But yeah, a lot of deals just not going through as things stand.
In all honesty, a lot of deals that I thought were going to get done didn't eventuate. I thought at least 3 or 4 of the ones on the list, at least 4 or 5, were going to eventuate.
No deal on Rowan Marshall.
And there you go, confirmation on Marshall's of moved players.
Go to the comments made by the people involved in these non-decisions, and there's going to be a happy response there from that man, Robbie D'Orazio, who managed his client Charlie Curnow through, and he's got a track record of doing that.
So just bashing out some stuff.
Give me a sec. All right.
A lot of deals off in this year's trade period. A lot of deals off.
And apologies for the slight delay at times. We're all working the phones here, just trying to get people to come.
Well, interesting, isn't it? What a shit deadline day, someone just said.
Unprecedented, actually, in the sense I haven't really seen anything like this for quite some time.
Not as eventful, obviously, as probably what we were all expecting. I mean, you can say that, yes.
To the microphones here on Trade Radio, there's a lot of media also too who will be seeking to do the same.
I tell you what, all right, we didn't get to 400 likes. That's because I haven't actually officially announced the full extent of the Curnow deal. So we got to get to 400 likes, and then they'll do that. Unfortunately, we didn't get to 500, so you know, Merrett was just like, "No, not good enough." We needed 500 to make it confirmed. Didn't happen. Geelong got nothing really, nothing. Saints, I still think are fine. They'll. You said it. I didn't say it, Charlie. You said it before me.
Yeah, it's a pretty forlorn-looking room, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, it's a room that wanted to be aggressive and hasn't been able to. I just can't believe that we had 7 deals to go within the last half an hour, and 4 or 5 of them haven't been completed. It is actually unprecedented. I haven't seen this for, like, fair enough, 2019 we were all stunned when Joe Danaher didn't get to Sydney and Tom Papley didn't get to Carlton. This is that magnified, this is that doubled, because there's been 4 players. Zack Merrett does not get to Hawthorn. Roll Marshall does not get to Geelong.
I didn't think Zack Merrett was going to get to Hawthorn, though.
Does not get to the Western Bulldogs. The one man who actually got his deal done in the last half hour was remarkably Charlie Curnow, who gets to Sydney. Still you
got Finbar Marley, mate. He's going to be great for you, B.
But he gets to Sydney. That is the one done deal. And you'd think as a byproduct of that, Will Hayward gets to Carlton.
And this gets back to what we've been saying, and you've been
so
saying...
it'd just be Will Hayward then.
Sorry, 3 first-round
not
picks on
Karmas.
their way to Carlton.
Because it wasn't a 3-way deal.
Hayward, 31, 42, and a 2027 will come back to the Swans.
Type it out and give us it back to us.
So what do the Blues get?
Mate, let's just get back to what you've been saying for a while now. This gets back to the fact that Carlton have been more open on doing Charlie Curnow than...
Although Merrett not getting to the Hawks is crazy.
So Essendon, whether you agree with
as the days continuated, I thought he was less and less likely. I thought the chances were going to be like 30 to 40%. So I wasn't as surprised, because I just didn't think Essendon were going to say yes.
Yeah, the other two, and Roll Marshall as well. I mean, St Kilda said from a week out, this is not going anywhere. Geelong offered the extra future second as part of this. So, Roll, do you want to read us to again what that deal
3
like?
first-round picks are going Carlton's way. So 2025,
I feel like Geelong probably
2027 picks, as I can just have a look through here. So
saying to fuckwits, why are we fuckwits though?
2025, 2026, and 2027.
We wanted him to stay. We didn't think that was worth it.
Plus Will Hayward, 31, 42, and a 20.
I didn't read what I didn't hear what he said. I've got to go back and actually check on my phone.
Look, if I'm the Swans had to do that deal. It's a massive deal though now, as you read it out, Rolls. And if you're Carlton, as much as there was a world that wasn't that long ago that you could not possibly lose Charlie Curnow.
Do you reckon Zack Merrett will leave eventually? He'll probably leave after a year regardless, and they'll finally get a deal for him? Because normally that seems to be the case. All these players that wanted to leave. Would that be the same for them, like Marshall and all that as well?
Had some work to do today, and it didn't end up looking that.
Got to pay so much for the trades now, it's stupid.
The extraordinary situation that is...
What percentage of players that got traded this year were contracted players, though?
I mean, it's going to be an immediate storyline for...
AFL website says that Merrett go to Hawks. Why you say he no-go, bro? Mate, it was a speculation, mate. It was never a confirmation that it ever happened at all.
I usually lose when I do that, but this is a turning point, I think, in the saying of, hey, you're contracted. We name the price. So I think Melbourne was a slightly different case in that this was a chance for them to refresh with Christian Petrarca looking last year. It was a different case, Clayton Oliver altogether, but Marshall, Merrett, Archie a little bit different, but all of these players have had the contracts and it's up to them.
Charlie Curnow obviously contracted for 4 more years, Kel, or even 5, was it? It was 4, wasn't it? And we believe the Swans have had to offer a 5th-year deal as part of that. So he's now got an even longer-term deal. That's the exception to what you just said. But yeah, I think it's a pretty accurate reflection on what we've seen in the 2025 trade period.
Be good to get Robbie DeRazio on, actually.
Where's Josh Gavlik? Josh is coming through. Robbie, he's going to come through and talk to us.
What's chat saying? Sorry.
He's just going through with Josh there, so he might help us out with exactly what went on in that frantic last half an hour.
See, some of these accounts, man, tell you what.
As we do
Kerno might not be common, but he'll be reliable. If they can get Logan McDonald fit and firing, then they've got two proper key forwards up there.
Big players in trade period, and someone who got his man, Charlie Curnow, to the Swans today.
Robbie, take us through it. It looked frantic in the last...
That Nathan Buckley move to Geelong was so surprising. Now, I won't be on for that much longer because I kind of don't want to just be on the stream for that much longer, given I wouldn't mind spending a bit of time actually enjoying myself here. But I might give another 5 or 10 minutes just to read some more of the questions and all that and see what chat's saying. Because it's been a...
How did he handle the day? I mean, we saw
Can you mute Barrett? Turn him down if you want. Well, it's not Barrett at the moment.
Probably, to his credit, sort of has a smile on his face most of the time, but this day was pretty nervous for him.
I got to put up a post.
He's with his partner Tiana. You know, it's a pretty big move. Just got engaged, moved to Sydney. He's not just down the road to another club that we all talk about. But
Do Swans still have McLean?
Dean Cox, who's a fantastic coach.
Well, was it just Hayward?
And it's a big decision that he's made, and he's really excited to get there.
Let's go up to the desk, Cal.
I'm having a look to see what the full deal was.
Like how shortly are we talking ago? It's 7:39 now. Like, was it 5, 10, 15 minutes to go?
I honestly think it was 7:27.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, and it came down to that.
What did we get for Florent? Pick 36, I think it was. That was what was involved in the Buller deal, I think.
You know, they're going to value those picks, and it's going to make clubs want them more. It's going to make these sort of deals take longer to do. So quite frustrating, but
I'm having a look.
So highly.
How's Will Hayward has been as part of this deal?
Yeah, Will's an absolute beauty as well, and you know he's currently over in South America, so I think it's 3 a.m. in Medellin. So he's in Medellin, and he just rang then. He's over the moon to go join his good mate Ollie Florent, and also Benny Ainsworth, who he knows pretty well.
There you go. So Blues ended up with a whole bunch of plays, 5 plays. Could have gotten Camus. They're not front runners to win the flag, but they'd be in the top 4, I reckon, the Swans.
Change in the clubs taking back some control in this space.
Yeah, definitely. I think that you know, obviously players want the security of the long-term.
Cheers, Ravioli. With the wrapping up there, the last 5 so minutes. Surprised with the lack of action that happened in the end. No, nothing really ended up happening apart from a few. Curnow. Obviously, Curnow was confirmed, but you know we didn't have Ryan Marshall, Zack Merrett. How much? He was a real surprise. I thought it was 100%. But it might still end up happening. Did you hear about Will Taylor? Yeah, I did. How the fuck that ended up happening, I don't know, but good on him. But it's more of a how the hell. That was almost the biggest surprise of the day, to be honest. But
he loves the Carlton Footy Club. He will never forget.
Yeah, no, it's cool though.
Coleman's, as you said. But it was a time that probably needed a fresh start. Carlton's a hard footy club to play for if you're not playing well, and it's a lot of pressure there. Charlie's a pretty relaxed cat. He goes and surfs most days.
So
out of the bubbles.
Check his Instagram. He's it's not anything bad. It's good news for him. Just check his Instagram. All right. All right. I reckon I'm going to wrap the stream up now. Can West Coast get? If you've got any trade questions, what I'll do is what I did last stream. I'll send you guys over to. Hopefully, I don't send the. If you guys really still want to have any information and coverage on the trade period for the next however long they go live, I'm chucking the link to the True Footy stream again because yeah, I'm gonna wrap it up. I'm gonna enjoy my time here. I just sort of wanted to go through when it was happening and now it's done. I don't really have much more to provide. They can provide a lot more. So let them know that you've come from the stream. Everyone check the True Footy live stream. And yeah, I mean, that'll be it. I'll see you guys hopefully very soon for videos and streams when I